Well, folks, a big week for MPGN fans as its founder and CEO turned 31 yesterday. That's right. According to his bio, this wonderkind was born in 1993. And we also continue to celebrate that this is a fully recorded session on the MPGN. Last time, the agents travelled to Apara, the capital of Taldor, to meet their sponsor, Martella Lotheed. Martella ensured they were outfitted in clothes befitting a visit to the Senate, and for the grand day of exaltation, which will include a vote to end the law of primogeniture. Martella represents Princess Eutropia, who's expected to benefit from the change in the law so that she can ascend the throne after her father, Grand Duke Stavian III, passes away, and the rumours are he is not very well. The agents have had some adventure in the poorest part of town before Martella has met them and says today is the big day. And the agents head off past the Temple of Angrad so that From can drop off some presents and then to the Senate building. Is there anything anyone else would like to ask before starting at the Senate building?
What's that creepy witch character doing?
Probably seems in a bit of a daze, lusting after you, Chester, and therefore is somewhat addled. Is a little discombobulated through your magnetic presence.
Excellent. I'm going to enjoy tonight.
Free.
Now I know what it feels like when I'm a player playing with one of Dave's characters. I feel... I see.
Yeah, that's right.
The table has turned a little, and I'd just like to offer a recorded apology, Mr. Brennan.
Thank you. And it's about time.
About time. Yes, well, Martella introduces you or takes you to the steps of the building, reminds you about the Senate rules again, which no doubt you know exactly what they are.
Yeah, totally. Yep.
And then proceeds to just go through, as long as this will go in the bar, the potential missions she will need you to run at some time, one of which she will need you to identify from the start, and that is the aid, which will be obviously running messages for her. And I guess different people can do these in different rounds almost. There's events. Within each event, there's generally a number of social rounds where you can seek to influence a location, influence an NPC, or complete a mission. Discovery is another one. Which is obviously about two particular people within the Senate that Martella is just a little bit unsure of their loyalties, despite perhaps having indicated they will support Princess Eutropia. Fraud, to discredit some of those who are known to be backing continuing the law of primogeniture. That is only through the male line does succession pass. Politicking, which did that come up? No. Which is particularly trying to make a strong impression on Baron Nikolaus Okera, who will be somewhere in the building. Sabotage, where Martella says her half-brothers, who control more of the Martella estate, are planning to or have donated this rare 150-year-old bottle of red wine, and she will give you a single syringe with which to render the wine embarrassingly undrinkable. But obviously warns you the bottle must not be stolen or look tampered with.
Okay.
There is spying, which is keeping tabs on rivals, particularly the high strategos. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to succeed at all of these. and there is theft, which is about undermining a particular earl by stealing some of the items they have donated to the museum here.
I've created a note called the Gala, and I've got all that information in there. I'm pretty sure everyone could have access to that, if it helps.
Nice.
I refuse. The guys have shared with us.
If I could exclude anyone, I would, Dave, happily.
Wow. Wow.
Okay.
Well, you'll be happy to know I have no idea where to look for it.
I thought you were an expert too, Dave.
Player notes. Here we go. I don't see any.
Okay, so maybe, Andrew, you might need to share that. So
I thought you said you'd shared it with everyone except Dave.
I don't have permission to do it. I just assumed everyone could see it. It's only me at the moment.
Normally they can. Isn't there a little thing at the top? The Gala Smith. Player note. Locked. Do you need to lock it first? Sharing? Share record.
There we go.
There we go.
Except for I will, unlock it because yes.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. All
I
right.
like it that
Okay.
you prepared that and then Nick just pretended that he wrote it all for you. That's
I believe him.
Derek was the original one doing it in other games.
oh.
I won't take his credit. I just do it better.
Oh no, remember when you used to do it in Mummy's Mask, Mick? You'd often send a note of the entire room to the players when they walked in there, exactly the monsters and everything.
Was that recorded? No. Well, I don't remember.
But what about when the players do something too easily and you decide to change the objective? I mean, it's not good to have a note.
Got to make it harder.
We've lost Cole.
Whoop.
Hopefully that's Cole back.
Yep.
Never left.
Yeah, but he's not he's got that green ring around him. It may be that he can't hear us or we just can't hear him.
Yeah. I think it's gone a bit silly.
He's probably got mute.
Yeah, he always has trouble with the mute button.
Yeah.
Hello.
There it is.
No, it was Discord being a fat cunt. That's all. Oh, we recorded.
There
A
goes
rather
our
large
sponsorship.
vaginal cave.
Much better.
Of opulent stuff. Because I'm sitting here talking to you guys and thinking the fact that you guys aren't responding, being exceptionally fucking rude. And From actually was saying to himself that he's just going to leave. But in fact, it was just the helmet and the beard that was getting in the way.
Well, you'd know we were being rude to you because we would be speaking. So
Well,
you don't need to worry about that.
that's exactly what From was thinking, because he likes to talk about himself in the third person. From I think I'd probably be best with the being an aide, because I don't think I would do well with other things at all in any way, shape, or form. But
can we make the one dwarf in our party the aide? Does that send a message to all other dwarves that we're,
what, pro dwarf?
Pro
that we're keeping the little men down?
keeping the little men down.
If people, someone else, Morgana or Umfrey, if you'd prefer to aid, no worries with that.
No, I'm kidding.
I can try and do anything else that you would like to, but
I've seen you try and escape, and it wasn't just a task; it was pure art. So you're it.
100%.
So these are the missions, but there is also the ability, and some of the missions may require you to influence an NPC or influence an area, and they're separate actions you can take, and you may have different chances in those. depending on obviously of what the background of the NPC is.
Are we allowed to think outside the box?
You certainly may, and if it doesn't seem to be presented as an option, obviously I'll consider it as whether it makes sense.
So are we actually there at the gala, or?
You are at the front steps yet, and you can see a queue of people. And Martella just says, "Well, I'm able to whisk in, but I will see you in there. You just have to stand in line." And so for you, event 1 is standing in line.
We've got our aid badges. Does that matter?
I have added those to each of you in the inventory, and she says this will enable her to communicate with you and also give you some level of stature as an aide within the Senate.
Doesn't everyone know that we're the heroes of the story, so we can just walk in like a Avengers style?
I'm not sure anyone knows about True now.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Thank goodness.
For a Syrian.
Because God knows we don't.
No, that's right.
True.
Okay. Okay. Sabotage, spying, theft.
I'll wait in line then and introduce ourselves to our neighbours like pleasant line waiters that we are.
Yes. Yes,
Not
well,
random people.
I thought Humphrey would have been like a really good one for politicking as a noble.
Well, maybe.
Yes, but I don't want to say yes.
Yeah, yes, but
No, I can do it. I can do it.
Yeah, but nah, but yeah, but nah.
I mean, Nala could hit them with the guilt trip about not going to church on a Sunday.
I got fraud. Bluff and linguistics. Okay. Perception.
Oh, we
Can
can
we
see each
grab
other's.
discovery then?
We can see each other's skill bonuses again, can't we? In the
Yeah.
Can we?
Yep.
Sweet.
It's a party sheet.
Yeah, on the skills tab, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, it's fancy now.
But there's no hiding if you're good at something.
Yeah,
That's right.
me.
God damn it. Yeah.
I'm the best at religion. Pfft, no shit.
which may in itself be useful for certain things.
And perception. What? No, I read that wrong. Is.
I'm happy to politic, noting that I'm probably worse at every politics skill than Nala by 1 at least.
Diplomacy,
So,
right?
okay, let's start with diplomacy. +6. What are you?
Yep. Okay.
Okay, intimidate. I'm +2. What are you?
1.
Alrighty, linguistics. I'm 0. What are you?
Do I even have linguistics?
I'm 0.
Yeah, I'm 0 as well.
So we're in pretty even keel, really.
Yeah. So sense motive, you beat me by 1 as well.
Yeah.
Perception,
That's
you beat me
basic.
by 1.
I basically went.
Intimidate,
put
you
my
beat me
hand
by
up for
1.
discovery.
Come on, man. What do you mean?
Where's intimidate? ABCDFGHI +2. Yeah. So I literally just sort of looked at discovery and went, sense motive.
At least if it comes to stealth, I'm better than you. That's my 1. Oh, and local knowledge. Yes.
So you're +5 on stealth, are you?
No.
I'm +4 on stealth.
Oh, it's not showing on the
It's untrained, but that's my dex modifier.
sheet. Well, then it's lying to me. The party sheet's lying. It's unbelievable. Anyway,
I'll just go. Not stealth.
Anyway,
What was it?
Martella has an aide, has a dwarven aide.
Excellent. From is the aid.
And I'm happy to politic if nobody else wants to. Was that the one where it's good to be a noble, or is it something else?
Politicking, influence him as a noble or intimidate them.
Yeah, so I'll guess I'll act all noble then. I'll do that one.
Okay. Cool. All right. So what have we got? Fraud, bluff, and linguistics. Well, linguistics. I guess Chester and Morgana. Linguistics. Local. Right. Kid. No.
So just bear in mind, I mean, it's not one, it's like not both. You could have one or the other, and in some, there's other skills they've given to me that could substitute, obviously, because maybe people are struggling. And you can always get +10 and roll a 1, or you could get +1 and roll a 20.
That's true, of course.
We might as well just conga line into the enemies then and just one after another until someone succeeds.
Well, you may choose to go to different areas, or you may want to stay together, depending upon the circumstances.
Well, given that technically we shouldn't be in danger as such,
that is true.
I think we should split up and try and get our objectives covered as quickly and efficiently as possible.
I mean, certainly the aid will have directions about where to be at times.
Sure.
So, well, Glyn's resolved his Queanbeyan power problems.
Yeah, fuck's sake.
Slept.
You never ring Mr. Emergency Electrical.
Wasn't
On their website it says they'll be out within 30 minutes, and when I rang them they said, 6 to 8 weeks.
Wait a second. What?
You may have misunderstood the name of your business.
Chester goes and hides again.
Well, it is, you are in a long line. There's, and it does seem to be taking some time. There's a merchant selling a whole range of puppets based on the True Now heroes and villains. He's got a Von Aston and a Bigglesworth on the evil side, and then everyone else on the other side, including a Dahlgren that seems to shine so brightly and reflect the sunlight no matter where you hold it. Even if you put it underneath the cloak, as the merchant demonstrates. See, look, visible from anywhere.
What a magnificent character.
It's interesting how the light just shines out of his arse. From looks down to see if it comes out of his zone, but no, not yet.
No, sorry. Well, can we swindle our way into getting past people in the line and making our way up there more quickly? A little bit of line banter, or
well, you can make a diplomacy check.
Well, somebody can. It might be me. I'm not diplomatic. But our noble over here might.
I think a little bit of patience might go a long way. Why push ahead? Some of these people we're cutting in front of, it could be important, or people we need to talk to. It wouldn't be a good way to start off a conversation once we're on the inside. It's all right. It'll be over soon. We'll be there. Because we're in a game, you see, and what a fun night it would be for people watching the stream to just see us stand in line. And
you're standing there, check the time, still there. Yeah.
You got me.
Yeah, roll a stand in line skill check, please.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, you roll 20, you stand beautifully.
It's fortitude to see if you stay awake.
It's a don't be fucking boring roll. Yeah.
And then everyone else around you, it's a reflex save to catch you before your face plant in the concrete. I like it.
Well, at that, one of the inspectors walks, gets to you and says, "So, righto, what's all this? You've done well enough now. What are you here for?"
Everybody turns to look at the.
I look at Humphrey.
Yeah, Humphrey.
Yeah, well, we're here to assist the lady Martella and show the pin thing.
Yes, those pins. Dime a dozen. Get them in a Wheaties packet. Yes, I see now. Perhaps you and your group, could you just step over here with me for a more private shakedown? And this one motions you out of the line with your group. Do you all follow?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Seems lawful.
And this person says, "Look, I understand why you're here, and really, if you want to get certain things in, and this person begins to show you the best way to sneak weapons in, or perhaps to pad stuff out if you're trying to protect armor or stuff like that."
I join in the conversation and give him a little bit of a demonstration as well, sleight of hand wise.
Well, you may not need any of my help, but certainly you never know what could happen in there. And I appreciate you. I understand you may be helping a friend, and you notice this person's insignia underneath. That she makes certain you do notice is of identifies her as a member of the Lion Blades, which is one of the groups within. What could do? Acknowledge. Sorry, Dave.
Thank you for your advice, but I mean, is anyone going to try and sneak anything in? We're here lawfully or whatever, aren't we? We're not.
You are if you've removed all the things that you shouldn't have in there. It's only if someone wished to change their mind.
We can lawfully take daggers in, right?
Yes, of course you can. And hopefully there will be no need for them. I mean, there are some in here who want to ensure that Taldor survives and that there is no unnecessary actions. But what is happening today seems to have stirred the interest of many of the great families. And one can never be too careful. But this person who says, I am Cathan Zalar, and she's female, and she says, but one more item of helpfulness. I believe, Sir Dwarf, that you are assisting Martella Lothheed, and you would need to move quickly around. Perhaps I can offer you this staff to assist you in travelling more quickly, and perhaps using it to ensure a clear path between objectives. And hands you a somewhat cross-shaped staff.
Cross-shaped staff. Thank you, lady. I will use this to get through crowds. Do you believe swinging at head height is best, or just out in front?
I really hope there is no need to be swinging at head height. You might attract the attention of the various guards that are inside.
Excellent.
But if things descend to a certain way, yes, by all means. But otherwise, you may just find it as a means of pushing.
Excellent. Excellent.
Stomping on people's feet might get them out the way. Using it on their feet.
Well, praise Angrad that swinging at head height will not occur.
Well,
that.
Thank you.
Staff and are we right to enter now? Lady Martella will be looking for us.
Yes, of course. I can vouch for you. If you please head up the stairs. What you will find in terms of the various areas is the first area is the Arcade of Triumphs, which is a gallery that celebrates all of Taldor's abundant military and political glories. From there is the courtyard, which is a beautiful set of gardens. And then you move into the proper area of the Senate. The Senate is in the Senate floor is in the middle. There is the Emperor's Hall, right in front of it. And as you look at stuff going forwards, on the left is the servant area. On the right, there is the Imperial Archives. And up above is the gallery that acts as an observation deck over the main floor. But feel free to go in. I'm sure the events will kick off relatively soon. There will obviously be an initial casual gatherings, and then there might well be different speeches and other things made.
Thank you, lady.
Okay.
And with that, Brom takes his new staff, holding it out in front of him, vertically, not swinging. Just yet. Praying to Angrad, and toddles his way in. And stops next to Umfrey, who then fucks off.
Looking around in wonder. Wow, finally the Senate.
Indeed, and so you have entered the Arcade of Triumphs.
The Arcade of Shame.
From is a very, very happy lad with his staff.
And indeed, and you would note you hear a number of people talking, and in fact, Martella briefly drops by and says, "You will find several people here of interest. There is the Baron Nicholas O'Cara, and you can probably hear him from some distance. He always seems to think that to communicate with foreigners, he just needs to talk more loudly. But he is certainly here. The Countess Abrielle Pace is here. Duke Leonard Centimus, Lady Gloriana Marilla, the High Strategos, Cablio of Breezy Creek, who is expected to be elevated to nobility today, being a commoner of Breezy Creek, the Princess Eutropia Stavian, and Wasilka the Fantabulous. But finding them, please set about your missions."
You
And I
keep a
think
token for all?
you were the only one I have to give one directly to straight off, I think. Sorry, what'd you say, Dave?
Can you put a token for each of them on the thing?
Well, you don't know where they are just yet, but you could
Oh,
obviously
man.
use your mechanisms that you may have to ask around and find out where people are.
I will be seeking to gather information.
Ooh.
But I am now just looking for where
It's a
is
6-hour activity.
gathering intelligence.
What else are we going to do on this stream?
Something exciting.
It probably shouldn't be 6 hours in this context, to be honest.
We'll probably get caught and things will go to shit. Really.
Can't we just use
honest.
Knowledge Noble to be like, that's him over there?
That's certainly true. Yeah, I mean, there's some around. If someone wishes to make a roll in the area you're currently in, but from you were asked by Martella to deliver this sealed letter to Count Orlando Zespire in the archives.
Count Orlando Zespire in archives.
Yes.
Upon receiving that, From taps the staff on the ground twice and says, "Yes, my lady," and pauses and then's like, "Which way's the archives?"
She says, "You'll find the archives at the back of the Senate on the right-hand side."
Back Senate, right here.
Thank
you.
Humphrey, you were making a nobility check. Jeepers. You're not Here's your check, Humphrey.
I haven't been here a while. I don't know what anyone looks like.
Can more than one person make nobility checks?
Let's just do that at the moment.
I've got a mental picture of Humphrey looking around going, "So, which one is this motherfucker?" Very, very noble. Who the fuck are you? What do you do? You look funny.
He's Morgana, you really don't know. From perhaps before you head off, do you have knowledge nobility?
Myself?
Yeah.
It is a class skill, and I have absolutely no points in it whatsoever.
Okay. Well, that's all good.
Unfortunately, I can't help.
Well, we've got other options. We don't just have to do that. We get the knowledge
Absolutely.
thing to work.
There's not many. You can all make perception checks though that are still there. Have you headed off from?
No, I was pausing to make sure everyone else was situated before I took off. Where is my perception? It'd probably be under P. How come I have no points of perception? Okay, whatever. And that'd be a knowledge nobility just for laughs.
Oh
yeah, I don't have any intelligence modifier, but I can still use it. Yes.
Well, Nala, Chester, and Morgana, you would certainly notice in this area is the High Strategos Maxillar Pyrethus, who is the commander of Taldor's armies.
Can we get a ping again? I was zoomed in too far.
Well, he's just anywhere walking around in your area. So you guys are here. So he's just walking around in this area at the moment.
Bing, 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 bing.
There's Maximus Decimus Meridius.
And
Largest Testiclius Watlius.
He is
commander of the Legions of the North.
That
He
is
will have vengeance in this life or the next.
That is pretty much it. He certainly looks very military-like. He looks quite muscular, probably early 40s, and he has a silver hair closely cropped, and is wearing a green and blue tabard emblazoned with Taldor's official coat of arms.
Do you have an image?
No, I don't believe I have images, which would sound a bit stupid, because I'm sure I've seen one, just not linked there. Nope, no image of the High Strategos, unless he's listed under something else, but I think just about every other one is there, so he must be under, he's not even under H, no. He might be the only one where there is not an image of. God, that's a dud.
Inventory, I took my...
Given he's
off.
Relatively important to everything. Yeah. No, there isn't an image of Maxillar, but if he is relevant to anyone, or of course the area.
Someone's meant to keep tabs on him.
Well, I mean, keeping tabs on him doesn't mean you have to be sneaky about it necessarily, just nonchalant.
Well, it's up to whether you want to approach him, or whether you're just watching what he does.
At this point, I'm going to have a bit of a wander around and see if I can find where I assume this bottle of wine will be. Maybe in the cellars or the kitchen or something like that at the moment with the servants.
That would certainly make some sense. So I'm going to assume from you have headed to the archives.
Yep, From will walk off to the archives, back
and
I think,
Izzy
right-hand
is
side.
going to the kitchen. And the rest of you guys are staying effectively for this round in the arcade and are just watching the high strategos.
I, at the same time, like, sort of try and get an understanding of the groups in this little mingly area, so I can figure out who might be loyal to Princess Eutropa, such as the Duke or the Countess.
So they are not here, but you could make a perception check to see where they may be. And you would think that the Countess might be found in the gallery on the second floor, which is really your task. So that's your go for this period. Frey, what would you like to do in the arcade, or would you like to try something somewhere else?
So what's being taken care of? So
Well, you can attempt to influence an area. So in terms of skills in the arcade, you could try knowledge, history, nobility, perception, spellcraft, or appraise to influence people within the area that might give you some bonus against either an NPC in the area or something else.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll try the noble one. I'll just start to mingle, I guess.
Okay. And you would learn that that the high strategos is someone who praises those who have any sort of equestrian or outdoor skills, which might equate to handle animal, ride, or swim.
Oh no.
So that might be an angle that would give someone the opportunity to engage with the high strategos, who, just from looking at him, seems fairly off-putting, as if he'd crush anyone who was just daring to look at him. He certainly presents an air of power, sort of like if you it's like walking up or into Brondar, you'd sort of realise here's a guy who's built well, who could probably smash you with one blow.
Well, I don't know about that, says my level 1 character. I don't know if he'd be able to smash me with one blow.
I know.
Well, that's true, because some people have taken Brondar out before. I mean, it's just,
Yeah, okay, cool. So, I mean, yeah, if there's anyone else in the party near me, I'll say that to them.
let
Hey,
them
I
know.
heard that guy's really into the outdoors stuff.
That sounds
Okay.
great.
Chester, did you have anything sorry, Ash?
No, that wasn't me.
Wasn't you?
No, it
Was
was
that
me.
you?
Sorry, I was just going to... Are you just going to go through everyone? Because that's
Yeah,
fine. I'll just
yep.
wait till it's my turn. Yep, cool.
Chester.
If I just want to, if I can, walk around and observe or listen to conversations.
So there's either this area, which is the Arcade of Triumphs, or you can wander to a different area and try and do that, and I will effectively count that as influencing an area, and there might be a variety of different skills you could try to do that.
Is that the lavatory? Is that everybody talks in the lavatory?
That's true, and it's not really mentioned here, so it's probably not an area. Maybe people keep themselves very tight-lipped there. You have heard that people talking within the lavatory doesn't go down very well. That's very off-putting. There was a play called Battlestar Galactica, and effectively the play lost all its patronage just because it had that within it. So it doesn't happen. Socially unacceptable.
Whisper
Chester?
into Humphrey's ear. Could you see to it that you request Morgana's help? She's following me.
All right. So Chester, with that, Numphrey may respond when it gets to Morgana's go. Are you going to attempt to have influence here, or are you going to a different area?
I'll go to a different area.
Sure. Well, the first bit you'll come to is the courtyard. You could try and influence this area.
Yep.
Which could either be through, and there's skills in terms of the people here. There's handle animal, knowledge engineering, local, nature, perform.
Oh, I'm shit out of luck for all of them. No bluff. I couldn't bluff my way.
Well, why not? Have a go. You fail that one, Chester, but good try. There's the number, so it was reasonably high.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Andrew. None of your dice are rolling higher than a 1.
Who else rolled? Morgana rolled a 1, so you two are doing it together.
Humphrey rolled a 1.
No, I don't think Humphrey rolled a 2.
Oh, did he? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Nala, what are you going to do? Are you going to head to another room, attempt to influence? Are you going to attempt to influence the High Strategos?
No, I'm more interested in trying to figure out the Duke Centimus and Count Abriel Pace to find out where they are, who they are, and trying to listen in / engage with them to read them.
Oh, that's right. So Abriel Pace, I think is in the gallery. So I think that's right. You've already done your perception to know that she is in the gallery. And Humphrey's done. Here's Chester. Morgana.
Well, I just love listening to, Chester bluff. It didn't sound like a bluff to me. I believed every second of it, Chester. Stop running off into the garden, you little...
No, I've moved him to where he was, which is in the courtyard.
Oh, okay.
So I need to know whether you are doing a skill somewhere, like influencing an area or attempting to influence an NPC.
Well, given my best skill is appraise, and you said appraise was back in the front room, I assume I'll go back there and try to do it.
Fair enough. Yes. Roll away.
Do we roll, or do you just give us a 1?
Well, you've just seemingly hit the 1, but you did a little bit better than that.
I rolled a 2, did I?
No, you rolled. In fact, you got over the DC, so not by much, but you got over there. You know that in here are the gifts that the curator of antiquities, Capernia Val, looks after, and that obviously some of these treasures are ones that you are meant to steal.
Oh.
And so you would know where those items are that you can see around you. Now, obviously, there's people walking around, but you can see the special treasures that are here, and can probably read the things that would be here. And you obviously know that, yes, it's from hearing when you're talking about appraising items, that looks good. Oh, yes, that buckler is of masterwork quality and was used previously. And there's one of General Arneson's that General Arneson's lieutenants had used to slay some vampire.
So can I point those things out to Izzy's the thief, isn't she?
Izzy is not there, but yes, you could if Izzy was here. But
Izzy is standing right next to me.
Well, Izzy has effectively left, as has From. But you also know that you hear the same thing about the high strategos, that he is very standoffish unless you can talk to him about his one passion or area being the equestrian events or the outdoors, such as hiking, swimming, those sorts of things.
I wonder if he's interested in outdoor bonking.
He doesn't look the type for that at all. No. He looks as if it's only those things or it's the military side of stuff, and that's about it. So
okay. Well, when I find Izzy, I'll let her know about the things in this hall that need to be slipped in her pocket.
Let me find Izzy, and except for Izzy, why does Izzy vanish?
I don't know.
She didn't. She's standing right next to me.
Oh, I know why. Got to hold down the shift key.
I'm not tethered to Morgana or anything, am I?
No, I've got you. You have gone. Well, actually, Izzy, you weren't going to the archives. That was from. Yeah.
No, that's correct. I was going to go and try and find the cellar or the kitchen area. See if I can find this bottle.
Is very true. The kitchen or...
Hopefully the cellar, that will be easier.
Yeah. Not the gallery. The servants area. So you're down here. Come on, Izzy. Let's put you over here somewhere. And I will ping you, Izzy, in case you can't see yourself over there.
Yeah, I can see the ping.
Yeah.
Ping me again. Oh, further. Oh, jeez. Rocky. Okay. All right. I should be around about there somewhere.
So this is certainly where the cooks are, which might be closer. I mean, there are skills you could use to potentially work out where other things are, like either craft, alchemy, etc., heal, intimidate, any profession that might make sense, baker, butcher, cook type of stuff, or sense motive, to sort of chat to people and work out, chatting to servants and the like, to work out where do you need to go.
Yeah, okay. All right, give me a second. Might go a bit of sense motive, I think.
Sure.
All right.
Well, this person says, I'm really busy, and you sort of think, they're not really that busy. So, they may just try and brush you off. What are you trying to ask about when you're ascertaining? Are they telling, what's their motive, anything? What are you trying to ask them about? Which is really, why are you there?
Yeah.
What are you aiming at? How honest are you going to be about things?
Well, I show one of them whichever person this is, show one of them my badge and just saying, look, it's the whole vibe out there isn't really what I'm after. I'm getting a little bit bored, but I was told that this place has an amazing cellar. That there's just some amazing old wines that, it'd be great if I could just have a look at them. I'm so bored, so over all of this. If somebody could point me in the direction or help me, that'd be awesome.
Yes, just down to the stairs at the north there. Go down. Look, I can see your badge. You're one of the Lothieds. Yes, they've donated a few, especially one really good one down there. So,
Oh, really? What is the really good one? What's the special one?
Oh, I've heard it say.
How would I know it if I saw it?
Well, it would obviously have your, the Lougheed crest on it.
Yep. Okay.
So if you want to go down and have a look at that, yeah, sure, do that. But don't break it though, because I think a lot of people are expecting to taste that beauty. 150-year-old.
Yeah, amazing. No, and don't worry, I won't be clinking or anything like that when I come back up. It's all good. I just want to have a look, no shenanigans. So I head off with a smile.
Mm-hmm. So I'll assume you have got to the cellar, and from you are in the archives.
Mm-hmm.
When I find from though, or have you already gone there from?
I'm pinging. Right.
Yep. No, that'll be good. I'll just move you a bit over around here.
There.
And
righty-ho.
You meet Duke Leonard. But you're not going to see Duke Leonard's Centre.
Linda Vespire. Vespire. Count.
Yeah. Well, you can make a diplomacy check.
Should be a giggle.
Jeepers. Well, you are charming lots of people here. I think a base roll of 18 is about the highest base roll anyone's actually done.
Happy days.
Good job.
Indeed.
What did I click on? Hugger friendly enemy. Your coffee. Why the?
So this, so yes, he seems to be particularly enamoured with meeting you. You seem to have just hit the right social nuances, even if you're not aware of them. You just seem to have got it right. Just this person says, "Listen, I'm going to need you to take a message to someone else, but can you just wait here around? In fact, I'd like you to introduce you to someone else here, because you feel this guy's bonded. Really thought you were neat," and shows you this person. The image comes up and says, "This is Duke Leonard Centimus," and you can see he is sitting in a chair, a wheelchair that looks like some sort of eccentric person's designed it. And he sort of, hello, because he's been introduced. But we'll leave that for the next round and assume that you have actually delivered the first message. But again, this guy's asked you to wait around. So next round, you'll have a round here that you may seek to engage with the area or this Duke before moving on.
Done.
So, I think we've got everyone. Excellent. So we then go to the next bit where those that are in the courtyard, which is, I think, Chester, you hear one of the nobles, who you realise is Gloriana Marilla, clinking her glass and is saying, "Prepare, the princess is going to make a speech to those loyalists here in the garden." Now, Morgana, Nella, and Humphrey, you can hear this if you wish to join the courtyard for this event.
Yep.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Let's go listen to what they've got to say.
And these gardens look truly magnificent. What a great setting for the speeches or for things that are going to happen. Can I give you an image of Lady at least Rilla, rather than the craziness of the fact that the maxillar is not here? Gloriana. Nope. Maybe the princess. Nope. Oh, well, fuck them then if they're not here. They're obviously wearing
that
stuff
stuff.
over their heads. Yeah, well, I had someone who I didn't probably care as much about. They were there, but Lord Duke's Leonard Centimus, but not the others. That is really a surprise. So the princess stands up and says, "My friends, colleagues, and assorted enemies, it is wonderful to see you all out in your finery beneath the beautiful stars that we will shortly have with us when we get to the vote, the most important part of why we're here. With any luck, this wonderful weather here will carry on through the night, and then we can truly celebrate the wonders of the change to the vote that's expected. We are also here to honour Master Calbio of Breezy Creek, a master artisan and true patriot, for his exquisite skill and service to our glorious empire. Master Calbio demonstrates so eloquently that a heart may be noble regardless of the stature of one's birth. And while it may be premature, I hope to be the first to congratulate Calbio on the exaltation you will see tonight, and welcome Calbio to the ranks of Taldor's long-lived aristocracy. But we gather here to discuss matters of state as well, and there will be many other votes that the Senate will need to manage. And I always hope that in coming together we will produce a greater, stronger Taldor, and that then the child nations of our empire, that our empire births, such as Andorran, Cheliax, Lastwall, will grow strong, examining our great traditions that they inherited from us, the motherland. And as she's doing that, all of you that are there can make perception checks. Right, well, they all seem relatively okay. You notice that you all look over towards one of the apiaries, and you can see that the bees there just seem to be going ballistic and starting to swarm coming together into a massive swarm. What would you like to do?
Sounds positive.
So it doesn't seem as if the people are generally watching the princess's speech, but you all have noticed this. Anyone can make a knowledge nature roll if they have knowledge. Those that are there, sorry, the 4 that are there.
It's
Nope.
unskilled is okay.
Well, is Nala? Are you the best they've got, Nala? Wow. No, you don't think anything of it. And as the princess continues to talk, these bees seem to get out of the apiary and start stinging the guests. And there are screams. Help us, help us. And the princess looks mightily displeased that perhaps her speech, hoping to garner support still, is being interrupted. What would any of you like to do?
I'm sure the sorcerer will put fireball them and it'll be fine.
No, one of the rules is no magic.
Yes.
Yeah, they mean that unless they're being stung by bees.
No. That's my hands are tied.
Oh, are they? Where are you? I'm going to stand near you.
I use my stealth to hide.
No, your hands are tied.
Can still hide.
I head around and I. Oh no, I can't do that either.
Well, if you head over there now, well, let's say because it's all a bit theatre of the mind, if you head over to the area, make a perception check.
Okay, I am going to perceive things if I am perceivable.
You see there that there's some sort of wafer thing that that almost like visibly has some sort of smell wafting off it. And any of the kids' books you've read about bees, that doesn't seem to be one of the things that you've ever seen.
So, just looking at what I have on me.
You probably got bees on you.
How big is this wafer? Pretty small?
Yeah. I mean, it's certainly something you could hold. It's on a piece of metal you could hold in one hand.
Okay, I'm going to empty my belt pouch out and quickly pick it up, put it in there, and close it in the belt pouch. So you see me shaking a candle, some chalk, my holy text, a flint and steel to the ground, my holy symbol, and you see me rapidly pick it up, draw the string, try and tie it off to keep all the odor in.
All right, make a dexterity check.
Open or closed?
You can make it open.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, hello.
So let's say you basically thread the eye of the needle. You don't even get stung by them, and certainly once this is away, things seem to settle down a bit, and some of the sort of noble ladies around seem to swoon near you, Nala, and say, "Oh, that's the bravest thing I've ever seen. You're a cleric of Pharasma, aren't you? Tell me more about this Pharasma."
Well, you have to be brave to be a cleric of Pharasma to face the undead.
Yes,
A
well,
few bees is merely in a light day's is a light day's obstacle.
That is the bravest thing I think I've ever seen. And there's a few of them, and they start to congregate around you. Nala, is there anything else you would like to say to them?
I ask them all their names, and I try to memorize them.
Can I sneak over and open up the belt pouch and then sneak off? I'm joking.
Not with your hands tied.
Right.
Figuratively speaking.
And well, let's say there was 4 of them: Flipsy, Floss, Bess, Desi, and amazingly, a name that has just come up at the moment because apparently someone's daughter is actually called Eloise, a name that I've never heard them use in the entire 31 years I've known Michael since he was born. There you go. There's the 4 names, and I should add, I wonder whether any of you have ever heard Michael use the name Eloise. No, I think that's
I don't know.
Case proven. Michael trying to tell me I wasn't a good friend because I hadn't heard him use it, and obviously when he's never used it, it's no wonder.
No, you're as good a friend as Brett. I tell you something you just forget when it's convenient.
But the thing is, they may not forget because they just don't listen in the first place. So
Exactly.
Like,
True.
you can't blame them if they can't hear it.
No one. Mick has never used that name in his life before.
Oh yeah, like I didn't get any teamwork feats.
Well, I'm glad you admitted that's recorded now.
Yeah, sarcasm.
Excellent.
Thought you were Australian.
Teamwork feats are awesome, and they're for suckers, I'm afraid.
But Nala, great for you. Is anyone else just in that area wanting to do something else? Chester, Morgana, Frey?
Yes.
Or are you wanting to return?
I would
Go on,
like
Chester.
to perceive if anybody wasn't moved by the speech. In fact, was quite the opposite. Disgruntled by her speech.
Make a perception check.
Or did anyone look like they were annoyed that we stopped the bees?
Oh, that's good.
That'll be different. So, Chester, you think there's some who were ambivalent, but it's hard to tell because once the bees started humming, everyone seemed to get a bit worried. But there were probably some there who weren't overly enamoured. But this was mainly a supporters club for Eutropia. But Morgana, you could make a perception check.
Yes, that would be good.
Yes, and you would think that you notice one of the staffers sort of, as you're looking upon, you make eye contact with this staffer who immediately darts off. And you sort of get in your memory, hey, I saw that person put that wafer thing into the apiary.
Ooh.
How loud is he saying that?
Face them down and brain them.
Well, I will. Who's there with me? I'll mention it to everyone who's there.
Yep. Well, there you go.
I'm not the physical type, except for gnomes, but that guy there, go get him.
I apologise to my four ladies, including Eloise, and I head off in the direction of the guy that Morgana pointed at.
Okay. Well, the four ladies follow after you.
I intervene and say, Eloise, I do believe this isn't the place that you should be hanging out, swooning over young...
Isn't it your
people.
bedtime?
Yes. You've got English to finish. Go home and do it.
Oh, no. What are you, my father? I want to get married so I can have kids at a really young age.
Okay, you just hit a nerve, so I'm probably going to go to prison now as I stab her.
Stab her.
Yeah.
Not the time.
I'd
Not
rather
the time.
her die than sacrifice her life like that.
All right. Well, she looks a bit
I think we're
confused.
getting a bit personal here.
No more killings on stream. We've gone over this.
No, that's right.
Nella, you seem to corner the staffer who says, "What are you pursuing me for?" Yes, look, I'm sorry. Did I mess something up?
Did someone tell you to put that thing in the apiary?
You don't question them. You say, you did it.
He says,
I'm going to get a light.
He says, yes, it was. Yes, one of the phalanx guards told me to do it. He said the scent would keep the bees calm, but it didn't. It did the opposite.
I'm going to sense motive on that.
Yeah,
and you think that this guy is scared and telling you the truth.
Oh.
So the Taldan phalanx guards are the main guards in the Senate.
Where did he give you this thing to put in there?
He came over to the quarters to the north here and gave it to me. But of course I'm going to do what a guard says to do. I'm just a staffer. I don't want to get in any trouble, though. I'm terrified to think of what this did to the princess's speech, all nice and neat like.
Was this guard in any way linked to the high strategist Maximilla? Whatever his name is.
There's what? I'm just a staff. What? the High Strategos, no, he was going to be married to the princess. That wouldn't be right. He is a defender of Taldan. It's just a mistake that this guard must have made. I don't, got the wrong stuff on it.
Where was this guard when you were?
Well, only Nala, to my knowledge, has run off after this staffer at the moment. Now, Nala, you could ask the staffer to come back with you, or
Yep. Can you just? I think you owe the princess an apology. So how about we head back there and apologise? Or how about you head back there and apologise?
the princess? And so follows you, and your four ladies are swooning over you even more, Nala. Oh, that was so wonderful.
Thank you. Where are you ladies staying? All together in one room?
And they giggle at that. They say, well, we can be.
Get it up them.
Hey.
So back then, do the rest of you three there wish to question the staffer?
Nala looks like he's about to pump everyone for information, so...
The princess has moved.
Missed an opportunity.
The princess has moved on, and you would get the feeling that the princess is surrounded by courtiers, that unless you had some clout beyond which that you obviously have or haven't, you would not get to talk to her.
I direct this dude back to the midst of our throng of compatriots. Just so Chester Copperfield, Morgana, and Humphrey Talbot. Oh, what an awful surname. Can interrogate him if they so wish before letting him go.
I didn't make up the surnames for the Taldor families.
No, and that's right. In fact, someone walks by and says, "A Talbot here from the great merchant family? Well, I haven't heard of you. You must be one of the lesser lights, but welcome here on such an important day. What's your name? Which Talbot are you?"
Well, that was a lot. Humphrey.
Humphrey. Yes, I'm struggling to remember. But obviously, you're clearly one of them. Yes. Can I introduce you to one of the others? One of the other nobles here. Is there anyone in particular you'd like to talk to?
If you could point me in the direction of Baron Nicholas O'Kira?
Of course. Why not? The Baron. Such a lovely man. Let me take you there, and he leads you off. This other guy to see the Baron.
Right.
What are the rest of you doing? Do you have any other questions of the staffer?
Ladies, gents.
Well, if you give us a rundown of what you've already been told, I'll where was it that you were propositioned with this task? Where were you standing when the guard spoke to you?
Just like I said to in the staffing area. He seems exceedingly nervous. I said to he just guard. I just do what the guard says.
What did he look like?
And he points to one of the phalanx guards. He's like the guards there, and he points to another one and another one.
Yes.
Yes.
Thanks, Moran. Was there any distinguishing marks, or did he have a lisp, or?
No, he had the gold armor they wear and the gold helmet and the sword. and he's basically describing what every single guard looks like.
You do realise that if we don't find this guard, then you'll be held responsible for what's happened.
No, what? Oh, you know, and you hear a little bit of a noise and just see a little bit of wee forming at his shoe. Leg starts to shake a bit, but no, I didn't do anything wrong, did I?
Yes.
I'm the bad guy.
You're an accomplice.
Oh no! What am I going to do? I'll
See
be
that
kicked out
evil
for an hour.
death's head you're wearing? That's why you're the bad guy.
We're the baddies.
I wondered what this pin was.
How about you go about your tasks as normal, and if you see this guard, you come up to one of us and you tell us immediately.
What, one of you three, including that ugly little thing that's following you, pointing then at you, Chester, obviously having pointed at Morgana.
Yes. Please.
Rude.
How rude.
How rude. All right. Well, we may jump to from. Are you going to attempt to talk to anyone in your area, that being the Duke or the general area of the archives?
Being introduced to the Duke from believes that it would be polite to, while waiting for the Count to come back, to attempt some, dare say it, small talk with the Duke.
Do you have any skills like knowledge, nobility, sense motive, bluff, diplomacy, knowledge, geography, nature?
I was thinking about either discussing climbing or swimming with him, but thought against that.
Yes.
And possibly raising the topic of religion. But then maybe not. And just open discussion with attempting to be as diplomatic as possible.
We'll make a perception check.
Oh,
You could just open with, "Do you lift, bro?"
his ass out of bed every day because he's got no fucking working legs.
I mean, you think that this, given he's talking to others about his chair, he's showing them the wheels and you get, this guy seems to be someone who's a man of science, not religion.
That might not be the best way to talk to him about things.
So he's certainly, he's getting on about anything. You sort of think maybe someone like Izzy, someone with disabled device or knowledge engineering, would obviously be right in with him. But that doesn't mean you can't talk about other things that you may have if you've got a skill in any of those other.
Remarkably, I have a skill point somehow in disabled device. Just not trained.
Because you're the paladin. Yep, I get that.
Yes, 100%. Because it's what came up.
Roguish paladin.
So from obviously because he was fairly just recently introduced. Duke.
Yes.
You were showing off your chair there. That is most exquisite.
Do you have any interest? Do you have know the finer points of putting these things together? Because I've spent quite a lot of effort, as you can see. I need another means of getting around.
No, unfortunately, I am a man of religion, but there is the other side to that, which has always intrigued me, which is science and mechanics. I actually have a friend here. She is, I believe, off doing other duties. That is quite skilled with devices and such.
Well, do you want to make your disabled device roll?
Or just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, so he said, well, I can see you have a little bit of an inkling, but it would be much better to talk to this friend of yours if they know a lot more. I'm always keen to get in with, anyone who sort of can really talk about this sort of stuff.
Where's Dungeoneering? What is it? It's fourth from the top. Don't worry about me. I'm just having a quick squeeze at something. It doesn't. Disabled. What is it? Acrobatics.
But
blah,
if there's
blah.
anything you're going to add, make a diplomacy roll.
Yeah, I will. What I will add is... thank you for your time, Duke. I may send my friend over to actually find you to discuss your chair more, if you're interested. I know she's very, very, very skilled with devices and may be able to come up with some ideas for you.
And you feel you've been quite successful at diplomacy, and he says, "Look, thank you very much," and that's very thoughtful. I feel I'm always someone that no matter what events may befall them in life or station, it's always the individual who can rise above it, and we shouldn't be categorizing people in boxes and saying that's all they'll ever be.
Praise and grad to those words. Yes, my friend Isabella, or Izzy, if a young lady comes across to talk to you, that is who she'll be. Thank you for your time.
And thank you. Now, you know that Izzy was going to the cellars, or at least the kitchens, if not the cellars there, for a particular task. Certainly, you are asked to take another sealed document elsewhere, which I will tell you about as soon as I can find where that is. But in the meantime, Ash with Izzy,
Hey.
you are obviously trying to do something, and I guess you can make a perception check to identify, because there's tons of bottles down here. So it's just
Okay.
how do you find
Okay.
the right bottle?
So I'm looking for one with the crest, with the family crest, and is around about a vintage of 150 years. So I'm going to try and narrow down my search by that to begin with.
You can give yourself +4.
Okay. Well, sorry, I didn't do that.
No, that's okay.
I'll
learn that. So you think with that you find a number of bottles. There's one particularly large one. Some of them got crest. One particularly large one, and you can see from the date that would be within the realm of the one that Martella has talked to you about.
Perfect. All right. So, given that we can't see that it's been tampered with, I'm going to try and find a spot I assume it's got the cork in the top. Is there anything surrounding the cork? Like, is it waxed or anything like that? Or is it just a cork?
Just a cork.
Okay. I am going to then take great care to insert the syringe that I have, right, just not straight through the middle of the cork, because that might make people a little bit suspicious if it comes to that, but down one of the sides of it, around the edge of the cork.
Yep.
And put the syringe in around the side, and do that.
So I think you're going to have to make a disabled device roll.
Roger.
And that is a pretty bloody good roll. So you would think you have managed to put the syringe in, and I presume you're squirting away.
Yeah.
You have well and truly exceeded. So you think, yes, you have successfully managed to prepare this bottle.
Roger. All right. So once I have syringe back in, I'm pretty good with my sleight of hand, so I'm going to be pretty confident I can do that well. And then I'm skedaddling back up into the main area.
Yep. Okay. Excellent. So you just so back to From, you had seen Count Orlando Zespire, and he has asked you to send a message to Junior Senator Duo in the gallery.
Junior who was it? Sorry?
Junior Senator Duo,
Ah.
Guo, in the gallery. The gallery sits above it, so it's sort of the second floor. It's not really a separate map. You're on the same map. It just means you're up a higher level looking down. So I guess you have to decide if you're heading there straight away or whether you're heading to try and find Izzy.
Thank the Count, and I will probably head there straight away while keeping an eye out to see if I can see Izzy, but I know she has her own roles that she needs to do.
Excellent. You can make a perception check then to see if you see Izzy on Izzy's way.
That would be a skill, and there would be P for perception. We're dropping that there.
Easy. You have in fact spotted Izzy heading back.
Sort of make haste towards Izzy.
Yep.
Sort of wave my hand to sort of get her attention.
Yep.
I'm assuming she sees and slows down. Izzy, I have just spoken with Duke Leonard Centimus, the gentleman in the wheelchair.
Oh, yeah?
I tried to engage in conversation, yet as I am more closer to religion than I am science or devices. I said to him that I had a friend, yourself, who knows quite a lot about devices and sort of engineering and such. You might be able to suggest some improvements to his chair or even some new features, which may give us the ability to get some information. I last saw him in the archives, which is to the far right from where we are.
All right, well, I'll give it a shot. Thanks. And if you see any of the other guys around here, let them know that I've completed the other task in the cellar.
Ah,
I kept my voice down.
he leans in close and goes, "Don't drink the wine."
That's right.
Roger. And with that, he takes off to the gallery.
And okay, yep. So you're going up to the gallery. Humphrey, you have been taken to wherever A6 is, which is the Senate floor, which would normally be closed, but at the moment is open for guests to be walking around. And you were introduced to Baron Nicolaus Akera, who seems to be talking to Cablio of Breezy Creek, who seems to be very much from the outlands, sort of going, "Struth, righto, mate, yeah, good on you, Baron." Whereas the Baron is quite loud about things and describing many things. What would you like to say to either of them?
I'll say congratulations, Breezy Creek man, whatever his name was.
Cablio, yeah, righto. I'm sure gonna give this nobility stuff a good crack.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it's worth it, to get more people from what is most people considered the common man to elevate it to nobility to represent the people.
Too right, and he is clearly lacking much social grace. But the Baron is.
Yeah, thankfully you've got a role model like the good people like the Baron Nicholas Sakura here to help guide you.
Well, you can make a diplomacy check with something like that. Well, yes, of course, but we must still have time for the tournaments. I mean, what would the nobility do if they couldn't practice in the tournaments, jousting and such? Surely, Humphrey, you're I can see that you're a Talbot from the look of your face, the bone structure. Well, surely you're a man of the tournaments and everything. I mean, what else would the nobility do? Again, we must follow the law, though, surely.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I'm all for tourneys as well. Be
Excellent.
a great thing to introduce this man to once he's elevated.
Well, that is why we're here today. That is the tradition of Taldan. That we must do this. Yes.
Yes, and unfortunately, I find myself without a horse these days. Just as it were. Do you breed horses? Do you have many of them yourself,
A
Baron?
horse, a noble without a horse. I think your family must have many horses. A great merchant family. It doesn't seem right that they couldn't have horses. Are you sure?
Yes. Just for myself, I've been trained more to guard their great vaults. You understand? There are many museums, their lavish palaces, their opulent rooms.
Well, and he seems to, he possibly has hit the turf too many times in tournaments. He seems to forget himself to some degree, and then say, "Oh yes, you look like a Talbot. I can see from the bone structure." Yes. Do you like tourneys?
Oh, I love them. I'm
Yes.
here actually looking for patrons. So if there are people looking for more people to be involved in tournaments, I'm all for it.
Well, and you seem to have made an impression on him. He thought, "Well, I was great in them. I won a great many. I could be your patron for certain. Yes, of course."
Oh, I would be honoured.
Yes. Well, that's yes. So yes, you look like a Talbot. What was your name?
Okay. I'm Frey. I'm Frey Talbot.
Right. Yes, I must. And he's seems to have some sort of aid nearby and motions to them. Write this down. This Talbot fellow here. Get his name, and I'm going to be his patron. He's going to compete in the tourney.
Fantastic.
Horseback.
Yes, yes. We will get him a horse, one of the good ones. Can't ride on shit if he rides for me.
What impression we're meant to be making on this guy? I just said make a strong impression.
Yes, you certainly feel you're doing that at the moment.
Great. I'll live up to it. Certainly, I'm sure.
He goes, you know, I was a war hero.
Absolutely. That's why I've sought you out. I've great respect for the many deeds that you've accomplished.
Yes. You should ride in the tourney. I should be your sponsor. You look like one of those Talbot fellows. It's a bone structure. Can.
Oh well, thank you. And then I do a little pose to show off my bone structure.
Yes, and he make a note of that. And the person says, "Yes, good horse. You will sponsor him, my lord." And,
fantastic. So we'll have a fantastic evening. And absolutely enjoy your triumph. I say to the other guy. And yeah, I'll be looking forward to it. I'll be very much champing at the bit, as it were. And excuse myself.
Are you attempting to? Did you wish to say? Okay, well, maybe make a diplomacy roll with that for Cabrio as well.
Okay. I made an impression. Oh no.
He goes, "Wow, mate, you're going to be a proper knight on a horse and everything. We just don't even see that where I am out at Breezy Creek. It's all we do out there is shoot T16s. Shoot womp rats in our T16. That's all we do. But you're going to be in one of those, the big horses, yeah. I mean, and he seems to be quite enamoured by what you and the Baron have been talking about.
I guarantee you it will be a sight to see.
Yeah, I can see it now. Thundering down against another knight, knocking them arse over tit. I mean, I think it's going to be magnificent.
Yep.
I could be a page for you, but I think by being exalted, I'm probably meant to do some more noble acts. But clearly, the Baron is sponsoring you, so it wouldn't be right for me to do that when I'm elevated. But I'll be in there supporting you. I'll razz people up. I'll make certain they know you're the winner.
What do you think, Baron? Would that be appropriate if this guy came along as my second or whatever?
Well, you look like a Talbot, the bone structure.
Fantastic.
Yes, Jude. Yes, great suggestion. Yes. In fact, I think I'm sponsoring a Talbot. I think someone. Yes. Who is it? And he talks. Yes, and Humphrey Talbot. That's who I'm. So have you heard of him?
And yes, that's me. I am him.
Oh, you are. Well, that will be good. And Calvio, gently, he will not. He adds in there. Yeah, he's really, really good too. You've sponsored a winner here, my lord.
And if I could request that Caglio be made my, what is it, second squire, whatever.
Second, and Caglio just completely goes red as a tomato with that, and it's almost like, wow, it's just all happening. Everything in life is going just more. That is awesome. And the Baron says, of course. When you're a noble, Caglio, you must fight like Humphrey here, who's an expert on the horse.
Absolutely.
So we will travel back to the other guys now who are in the garden. Is there anything else? In fact, I will move Humphrey to the Senate floor. The rest of you there, Morgana, Chester, Nala, what would you like to do?
I'll seek to head to you said it was upper staircase or something like that, where
absolutely, you want to go to the gallery to
the
talk
gallery.
I can't remember who you said you were going to talk to.
Abriel Pace.
Yep, absolutely. So let's assume you start walking up there. I'm going to move you over here a little bit. For the other two lovebirds, Chester and Morgana, is there anything particularly you would like to do, or do you want to stay in this location and influence people? Chester, Morgana?
I'm still... Yeah, what were you going to say, Chester?
I was just going to say, when Morgana's not looking, I'd like to go to a different area.
Sure.
Yep, and I'll definitely follow because I'm never not looking.
Let's make a stealth check, Chester, and a perception check for Morgana. You guys.
Yeah, but I'm holding on, so I'll just add plus 20.
Holding on.
To his beard.
Yeah, I was seeing that at Horrible Thoughts. I was watching Prison Break where that guy hangs onto the pocket of the other guy.
Jesus.
Yeah. It's well, I think on that, sadly, Chester, Morgana seems to be able to follow you around.
But my
that's
question
not
is,
sadly.
do I notice that Morgana's following me around?
I don't know how you could not notice it. But for all of you, you hear the voice of Martella talking to you as if she was standing next to you, but you realise it is the Senate aide badges. And she is saying, I hope you're all doing well. Can the one who was dealing with the Baron, can you just remind that useless chunk of shit that he still owes debts to me and that he's expected to support the princess? I don't care whether you do it subtly or intimidate the bastard, but he needs to be reminded that he owes debts to Martella, Martella Lothide, and he should back the princess. And I also know there is one Malphine Trant, who is the daughter of Senator Trant, and I need someone to keep an eye on Malphine, if possible.
Where is she?
Oh, I don't know. You guys will find that out.
Malphine the Tramp.
Yes. And as you call that out, Chester, this lady turns around and goes, "What did you call me?"
Did I mispronounce your name?
Well, you can. She seems outraged at what she thinks you said. Would you like to make perhaps a bluff or?
Yeah. I say, Malphine Champ. Is that you?
Well, let's make a bluff roll. Well, she goes, I cannot believe some of these senators' aides here. Utterly despicable. And she walks off.
I follow.
Okay.
I found
And
her.
she seems, and I gather, Morgana, you're following Chester, yeah?
Oh, definitely, yes.
She seems to be heading, and I'm going to grab you guys up to go to the God, what's the second floor called again?
Gallery.
What did I call it?
Gallery.
Yeah, that's it. The gallery. Yep.
The Lookatorium.
Brett. Exactly. That's a much more Victorian steampunk style, or whatever it'd be called, way of saying it.
Yeah.
Yes, much better. So you guys are following Malphine. Let's go back to Izzy in the archives and Duke Centimus.
Yep,
Izzy.
Roger.
You can clearly meet Duke Centimus. He's obvious. He's in the wheelchair. What would you like to do?
Duke Centimus, a pleasure to meet you. My friend and compatriot, Frome, said you'd like to discuss your brewing apparatus that you have here, and that I might be able to help make some modifications to it.
Well, you
My
can make
name is Izzy.
diplomacy roll, but you'll get. Let's add +8 to your diplomacy roll based on the introductions, the flowery speech you've just added in. Jeepers. Yeah, he seems. Gee, you seem amazing. Exactly as that lovely dwarf described you. Yes, and he starts going instantly into the technical details as if this is what this guy really likes. And you can make a disable device roll.
Roger.
Well, he says, "Well, I'm sure you're more skillful than you're displaying. Maybe have you been drinking, Izzy?"
Oh no. Bit too young for that, I'm afraid. But look, if you're unhappy with the modifications, I can always give them another go. There's been no irreparable damage.
Sure, why not? Well, he says that's certainly a lot better. And in this discussion, Centimus makes clear, saying, "Look, I can, from where you've been. I mean, it doesn't matter where you start out in life or what happens. Like I've lost the power of my legs. I think it's what you make of it." And you find it clear that he will be supporting the princess because obviously it doesn't matter whether you are male or female or whatever. You should be able to win. So
Yep.
For you guys, you can mark off that with the work you've done before as well, that Duke Centimus is a supporter of repealing the law of primogeniture.
Beautiful. I hang around for a few minutes more and just talk about, his wheelchair, but just contraptions in general, and just talk to him about how I am an apprentice locksmith. Started with nothing and just learned a trade of my own volition, and how I find it extremely interesting, engineering side of things. So yeah, just small talk like that.
He says, yes, I see, of course. Look, when all this is done, we will catch up. You must come to the estate, or we must continue this discussion. And, with all of what you've done, he seems genuinely interested.
I will. Oh, thank you, my lord. I must get going. I have other things to attend to, but I'll be seeing you around. Thank you.
Of course, of course. Upstairs, from you meet Senator or Junior Senator Duo. What do you do when you sort of, you were given a bit of a rough description? You see this guy.
Sorry, guys, got to answer a phone call.
Yep. Do you just barrel up, or?
No, I try to understand like some of the.
Oh, I don't think it's
that are happening right here.
Not you, Nala. Sorry, Nala. This is From and Cole, who's delivering something to Junior Senator Duo.
Mm-hmm.
Do you just walk up to the guy? Do you say anything in particular?
Oh, I was like, excuse me, sir. And he's got his staff, and he taps it on the ground twice to sort of hopefully get Junior, or who he believes is Junior Senator, his attention. Are you Junior Senator Gual, sir?
Or make a diplomacy check.
Fucking roll well, you fucking midget bastard.
And you have. And he says, yes, well, that was that lovely introduction. I mean, I've grown up thinking dwarfs are all grumpy bastards, but you have been great. Maybe you shouldn't just judge someone by what others have said, that everyone's different. But I am.
It is after 8 a.m., so we have better manners after 8. I have this sealed note I have been asked to provide you, and reach out and hand it to them, and then sort of take a respectful step back just in case he wants to open it.
Yes, and he does, and he says, thank you very much. Yes, you can depart now. I just need this message. Thank you. And we'll just leave that one there. Derek, you can see the Countess Abriella Pace. What would you like to do or talk to with her?
I would like to talk to her about her thinkings or her logic behind her support or her position with regard to the primogenitor.
She says, well, that's it's a bit bold to talk about that sort of stuff. I'm a lady after all. I mean, what's your angle? Who's your master? What's their angle on all of this? And you can attempt to bluff, or you might try and be stealthy about how you and sort of, rather than a discussion thing, you use more body language to calm things down.
I'm going to.
Or you could attempt to use diplomacy or intimidate her.
I'm going to try and use diplomacy to sort of, and I'm going to say something along the lines of, well, obviously there is a great deal of interest in it, and it is the question that is on everyone's lips. And as a Countess, you are in a unique position to benefit from this particular vote.
Well, I am somewhere down the order of succession. I think everyone would expect Princess Eutropia to be next. She's healthy, and well, it could be very soon. Everyone says that the Grand Duke is not well, not well at all. But obviously, if the princess was to marry the High Strategos, perhaps he would be the emperor. So is that what we'd intend by having this law? That could be the result. Is that what everyone would want or not? And you feel that, is it? You've probably had a success, but you might need a few more successes to fully coax out her view.
But that is the immediate impact of this particular law. Laws last longer than we mere mortals, and our bones will be long in the ground before we see the end of this particular decision, and the legacy that it creates could echo through the generations.
Well, that is true, I guess. You're sort of making some inroads. I mean, it really, although not everyone's bones end up in the ground. Did I ever tell you the story of Von Aston, the necromancer, who betrayed his whole
speak
party?
of him to me. He slayed my village.
Yes, well, I could well believe it. He had a horrible reputation. What he did to the gnomes of Zamrodton, I mean, he really exacted revenge on a lot of people, it would seem. Although
He
maybe
eliminated my village of Kaska in Urislav. All because we were under the shadow of the mountain of which he decided to claim.
Yes, so see, some laws, there are some that are perhaps above the law, but not here in Taldor. Taldor is built upon the law for most, especially when we have such strong people as Baron Akura, who certainly follows the law, and the High Strategos himself, who is like a beacon for our armies to follow. But at that, there is a bit of a commotion. You see that some lady is walking up towards, in fact, Senator Duo, and is being pursued by none other than Chester, who has Morgana fairly close behind him, seemingly following this lady. And from you've stepped off a bit now, and you notice this lady, Malphine Trent, just sort of walks straight up to Junior Senator Duo and just pushes him right through a door into a room. And you see a couple of other guys sort of move into the room behind Malphine, and you can make perception checks at that, and they shut the door. So if the people there want to make perception checks, so it's Nala, Morgana, From, and Chester. And Chester and From, you notice that the other guys that entered the room are wearing the same noble house badges as Malphine Trant. So you expect they are her flunkies in some way, shape or form. And the door has shut. And that is where we will leave it at almost 10:30. With you pondering, do you intervene? Do you not? You've been asked to follow and watch out for whatever Malphine Trant does.
That's pretty dope.
And we will resume next week.
Thanks for that, man. That's really cool.
Hey guys, I suppose it was something, I know it's, we've probably got one more session of this left, but it is, for me, I said to Michael earlier on, I had different voices for all of them, but that sort of went out the window in my attempt to balance things.
No, you gave it a thought. That was the main thing.
Good.
You did the Aussie Bogan voice quite well.
Oh well, that's true. That was one to try and get. Yeah, but Anyway, yes, I mean, the recording hopefully will have some of those notes, and I will try and write some up and put the names in there so it'll be a bit easy to follow. But yeah, I think by the end of next week, the following week, you will probably have gone up a level.
Okay.
So it won't be next week, but the week after you will have gone up a level. So I'm hoping that next week will be the end of this style, and then it'll be into a more normal type of exploration.
Cool.
Cool.
Yes. Do I add a level of anti-paladin now, or just wait a little bit?
I don't know. I'm waiting for Umfrey to add horsemanship, given how
Absolutely.
such
Yeah,
a
yeah.
tournament knight he is.
And I'm going to make that tapestry guy my squire.
Ablio of Breezy Creek.
Tapestry guy.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
Squire,
he doesn't, he
well,
hasn't earned his name yet. He's going to be tapestry guy till he's done something.
I like that.
Uh,
Hi, I'm Tapestry Guy. Please I was telling Talara about playing a paladin and possibly an adventure that has to be dodgy, and how I threatened, I'd bring Yik back, but he'd be Yikthin the third.
Yep.
And she's like, and obviously she's been like listening to Critical Role and watching it, and we've been doing the little sessions with her and her two mates. And she just turns around and goes, "So what? Yikthin just got hit with a polymorph spell, and as soon as he does a certain thing, he just turns back to his normal self. He's no longer a dwarven paladin, but he's who he was supposed to be." I'm like, right. You can run the next adventure. Fuck this shit. I'm going to take some time off because that's a great idea. So watch out for the reverse polymorph.
Yik's back, baby.
Oh, I think I need to do a fantasy.
Yick.
I think I need to in someone's adventure just to fuck stuff up.
Yeah.
Just make sure there's kids trying to, chisel in graffiti on the side of a house, and he just
And
runs past and kills them all.
He's built using Starfinder rules with all the Starfinder equipment.
Yeah, no.
Oh!
It's from the future.
I'll sign up to that newsletter, Dave. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and we'll play the set like the 5 rings or whatever, so I can do that in a completely different setting with completely different characters, but with laser guns.
And get his big lizard mate friend to rip people's heads off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Magnetic hammer. So
Poor women just trying to do their job.
That's a crossover for the ages.
that's right.
I like it. On that note, I'm going to bed to dream of this. Tussle, gents.
Later.
Good night, all.
Good night, all.
All right. Adios, everyone.
Cheers. Bye.